Welcome to the Awesome Pod Mix. You are listening to Abby. The idea behind this podcast was to talk about how certain movies and TV shows made me feel when I watched them for the very first time. A reputed filmmaker once said, "When a piece of art invokes a similar feeling amidst a large audience, it's the triumph of the filmmaker." That's the magic of cinema. I love the magic of cinema. Today I'll be talking about Marvel Studios' What If Season 2 Episode 3. To quote Guillermo del Toro, animation is cinema. This episode's title is What If Happy Hogan Saved Christmas? The episode is written by A.C. Bradley and Matthew Chauncey and it is directed by Brian Andrews. The episode begins with the watcher narrating a poem, A Night Before Christmas. It's a Yuletide story where the Avengers fight a brand new superpower. We see a mantle of Christmas stockings with the Avengers' names by the fireplace. From the left of the frame to the right, we have Maria, Darcy, Clint, Thor, Tony, Pepper, Nat, Rhodey, Steve, Happy, and a big green stocking for Bruce. While the Avengers fight this brand new superpower, Tony checks on Thor's whereabouts. We see the brand new superpower the Avengers are fighting. It's a purple-colored Hulk with a mustache. The watcher flashbacks to the beginning of the story and the title sequence begins. 2 hours prior, the tower was not yet on fire. Happy Hogan delegates the Iron Legion to set up the Christmas decorations. Darcy is doing some unpaid Stark internship for some college credit. Happy sends her out for some maraschino cherries despite having a whole jar already. Darcy figures that Happy is trying to get rid of her. Maria is worried about the security and wants Happy to leave it to the professionals. Justin Hammer is the Grinch that steals Christmas from the Avengers. What if Justin Hammer stole Christmas? We see a flashback of Justin Hammer in prison after the events of Iron Man 2. He reads a magazine titled Mechanical Science Quarterly. The magazine features an article called Science Bros. What are they cooking up? The article is about Tony and Bruce. Justin Hammer hijacks the Avengers star, just like Hans Gruber did the Nakatomi Plaza in Die Hard. Justin Hammer narrates a story which is a reference to a movie, A Christmas Story. Maria notices the security alert and cocks the weapon in her hand. Happy says, "Oh, you unplug Jarvis for 5 minutes and the whole building collapses." Jarvis is the glue that binds the Avengers together. The Iron Legion fly away, breaking the glass windows. Justin Hammer hacks the Iron Legion. Hammer says, "Knock them dead, Johnny Five." It's a reference to a 1986 movie, Short Circuit. Over at the streets, Darcy sings her version of a song and calls it Good Queen Darcy. Justin Hammer has hijacked the Avengers star to steal gamma-radiated antigen serum. The amniotic fluid. Happy overhears that when the elevator doors open, he hides. Justin Hammer mentions that he should have gone with the Sokovian team. So I'm guessing this episode is set after the events of Captain America the Winter Soldier and before the events of Avengers Age of Ultron. Happy confirms that Tony was working on Bruce's Hulk blood to stabilize it. Happy crawls through the air ducts of Avengers stars just like John McClane in Die Hard. Maria points her gun at Hammer and tells him to surrender peacefully. The Iron Legion attacks Maria. Happy falls off the air ducts and lands in the room that has Hulk blood. The motion sensors in the room turn the lights on. While Happy searches for Hulk's blood, he comes across Hawkeye's confetti arrow. At the moment, Happy mocks the confetti arrow, but that's gonna come in handy later. Hawkeye's got a lot of trick arrows and they come in handy in one situation or another. Happy manages to find Hulk's blood, but his butterfingers make it slip and inject himself. He doesn't turn green instantly. First, his leg turns purple and then the whole body transforms slowly and gradually. In the closing credits, Jon Favreau is credited as Happy Hogan / the Freak. Happy tries to escape Hammer's men using chemical smoke and then kicks the door open with his Hulk foot. Unfortunately, Maria's leg is broken. She tells Happy to save Avengers Star. Happy hides in a room where there's a miniature Cap's shield. He notices the Avengers team poster alongside Cap's helmet. There is no I in team. Saying this, Happy scrolls through the contacts on his phone to make a call. In the meantime, the Iron Legion searches for Happy. Apart from the main characters, the contact list contains names of the people who've worked on the series. A. Bradley is A.C. Bradley, the writer of this episode. M. Chauncey is Matthew Chauncey, also the writer of this episode. C. Everhart is Christine Everhart from the first Iron Man movie. G. Fisher is Graham Fisher, the editor of 7 episodes of What If. N. Fury is Nick Fury. M. Hill is Maria Hill. H. Keener is Harley Keener, the kid from Iron Man 3. C. Klein is Cameron Klein, the tech shield agent from Captain America the Winter Soldier. S. Lee is Stan Lee. D. Lewis is Darcy Lewis. J. Lincoln is Janice Lincoln, who later joins Mysterio's crew. P. Potts is Pepper Potts. J. Rhodes is James Rhodes. S. Rogers is Steve Rogers. G.T. Ross is General Thaddeus Ross. N. Romanoff is Natasha Romanoff. T. Stark is Tony Stark. And S. Wilson is Sam Wilson. One of Happy's arms transforms into Hulk's arm. When Happy calls Natasha, she's busy fighting a Hydra agent at the ballerina. Happy calls Tony. Tony is dressed up as Santa and Steve is an elf. Tony hangs up the call because he has to go save Steve from the soccer moms. Now Happy's other arm also transforms into Hulk's arm. Happy calls Bruce. Clint and Bruce are fighting over the last Iron Man action figurine. While Hawkeye's action figurine is at 25% off, but no one wants it. Bruce is sporting an ugly Christmas sweater that reads Chemistry. As Bruce urges Clint to get to Avengers Star, he says, "Sun is getting real low, pal. Like super solstice winter kind of low." This is a reference to Natasha's lullaby for Hulk from Avengers Age of Ultron and Thor Ragnarok. The Iron Legion finds Happy, but Happy punches them. Darcy informs Happy over the comms that she's got the cherries. Happy informs Darcy that they have a code red situation. Darcy tries to remember Die Hard but mentions Con Air and Under Siege instead. Happy asks Darcy John McClane to focus. Darcy suggests Happy to call Jarvis. This gives Happy an idea to bring Jarvis back online. He needs Darcy to go to the mainframe in the basement and bring Jarvis back online. As Happy walks through the room, we see various costumes for the Avengers. There's Captain America's costume, Hawkeye's costume, Black Widow's costume, and Thor's costume. Happy enters the Avengers costume workshop. It consists of velvet, organza, spandex, and leather fabric rolls. Happy uses the table to shield himself from the bullets. He pulls the spandex roll, jumps off the glass window, and lands a couple of floors below. Now Happy completely transforms into a purple Hulk. Happy says, "See that? I got Hulk blood pumping through me." As Happy tries to breathe to calm down, Darcy calls his breath Darth Vadery. Happy asks Darcy to look for backup Jarvis AI in the basement. Darcy finds a Friday, Wadsworth, Edith, and Werner. Friday stands for Female Replacement Intelligent Digital Assistant Youth. I think Wadsworth is a reference to Sammy Wadsworth, who's worked in the art department on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Edith stands for Even Dead, I'm the Hero, like the glasses in Spider-Man Far From Home. Werner is a reference to German filmmaker and actor Werner Herzog. As Happy tries to communicate with Darcy over the comms, Justin Hammer takes control. Justin Hammer says, "The only difference between a hero and a villain is good PR." Wise words. Hammer continues, "Redemption in this country is not about penance. It's about rebranding. All I want for Christmas, ho ho Hogan, is you." It's the Mariah Carey Christmas song. Happy wants Hammer to make the elevator functional so he can come up. You know how the Hulk hates the stairs. Happy sends a dummy through the elevator with a confetti arrow and a note that reads, "Let it snow. Told you that confetti arrow is gonna come in handy." Happy crashes the ceilings of the lower floors, making his way to the top. The floor quakes, Happy fights and smashes the Iron Legion like a savage. Hammer's men leave out of fear for their lives. Hammer rushes to the armory. Happy uncuffs Darcy and Maria. As Happy goes after Justin Hammer, Happy fights and smashes an army of Iron Legion just like Wanda decimates the Iron Sentries in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Happy tells Justin Hammer that he's lost and there's not gonna be a Christmas miracle. Justin Hammer calls Happy Hulk Hogan and summons the Hulkbuster. Justin Hammer is so delusional that he calls himself Santa Claus. The fight between Justin Hammer and Happy the Freak Hogan ensues. Darcy tries to upload Werner but faces an error. She inputs the command Control-Alt-Delete and it works. We learn that Darcy has never had a paid job. Damn, you should never work for free. Somebody should pay me as well. Hammer punches Happy in the same way Tony punches Hulk in Avengers Age of Ultron. The Werner AI is no good. As Maria calls it, it's Siri for nihilists. I love Kobe Smulders and her voice work. The Avengers arrive and mistake Happy for a monster. We see a profile shot of the Avengers in action just like in Avengers Age of Ultron's opening fight. All the Avengers except for Bruce and Thor fight Happy. For a moment, Steve suspects that it's Happy, but Tony quickly dismisses the idea. Darcy intervenes informing that it's Happy Hogan. She also informs that Justin Hammer is the bad guy monster trying to take over the tower in the Iron Legion. Toward the end, Happy saves the day and Justin Hammer too. Happy apologizes to Tony for all the damage. He also checks if Tony has a cure. Tony deflects. Thor arrives late at the party. You don't miss the party. During the end credits, you can hear Darcy singing a Christmas song with her own lyrics. You can listen to the awesome pod mix and subscribe to it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, and Good Pods. If you like what I'm doing, you can support me on Patreon at patreon.com/awesomepodmix. Thanks for listening.